Hello and welcome to another tutorial. So in this tutorial, we're going to focus on the cosine rule. Just like the previous lesson, we had sine rule. It helps us to find missing angles and missing sides. Similarly, cosine rule helps us to find missing angles and missing sides in cases that the sine rule cannot be applied. Cosine rule works when we have two sides with the angle between them, or when we have all the three sides with no angle. In these two cases, the sine rule is not applicable. However, you use sine rule, you see two missing terms in the equation, which is impossible to solve. Cosine rule is like this: a squared, which is a side, a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of a. So it's kind of hard to memorize, but there's a little trick I'm going to tell you. Look, when the equation is about a, which is side a, the cosine is also about a. This is one thing. Secondly, when you have a here, so you must have the other two letters here, b and c. And whenever you have b and c here, you have 2bc next to the cosine of a. So remember, a is here, bc must come here, all square. Then this minus is a part of the rule. It never changes. It's always minus. And this 2 as well. Then bc are here. bc must be here. So now pause the video. Try to memorize this. A squared is b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of a. B squared is c squared. Since it's b, the other two letters must come here. This is b. C and a are here. And since c and a are here, they must come here as well. This is b. This is also b. C squared is a squared plus b squared minus 2ba cosine of c. That's how we use. These are the sides. When a side is missing, we can use these, any of these, the one that can help us. Sometimes we have missing angles while all the three sides are given. If you can control this, you can get the missing angle even from this equation. But this one is the modified one that directly works on the angle. When you want to find an angle from this, you need to make cosine of the angle the subject, but here it's already made the subject. Now cosine of a is, since it's a, the a will be after the negative. For b, the b will be after the negative. And for c, c will be after the negative. For all of them, 2, when it's a, 2bc is in the denominator. When it's b, 2ac is in the denominator. When it's c, 2ab is in the denominator. And since it's c here, a and b are positive, c is negative, as I told you. And the numerators are all square, all power 2. Whenever you want to find a missing angle, one of these three will help you. Now let's go to question 1 and see why sine rule doesn't work. And let's see how to use cosine rule properly. So in question 1, as you see, two sides are given with the angle between them. This angle has no opposite, so it will not help us to use sine rule. In the previous lesson we took it. And here these two sides are given, but we don't know the opposite of any of them. That's why sine rule is not useful in this case. We must use cosine rule. What's missing is the star. The star is the opposite a, angle a. So the star is a small. Then which one will help us? A squared. I have a here. So I know I must have b squared plus c squared here. And minus 2bc cosine of a. Okay, now let's substitute what we have and use calculator to calculate the missing side. We have b is 5, so b squared will be 25. b is 7, then b squared will be 49. c is 5, c squared is 25 minus b times c means 7 times 5 is 35 times 2 is 70 times cosine of angle A is 60. Now we have to use calculator to calculate these, and then a square root will be needed. Let's type, as we see in the question, we have 49. Instead of 49, you can straight away write 7 square, then plus 5 square. It also works. 49 plus 25 minus brackets 70 times cosine of 60. Close this bracket, and the other one, it's equal to 39. The square root of A, the square root of 39 will be A. As you see, we have 49 plus 25 minus 70 times cosine of 60 is equal to 39. It means A squared is equal to 39. What about A? A is the square root of 39, which is 6.24. It's 6.4. A is 6.24, 6.2 centimeters. We got this missing side, which was required from the question. Now question 2. Why we have to use cosine rule? Because two sides are given with the angle between them. Whenever you applied sine rule for any triangle to find a missing side or a missing angle, if you see two terms in your rule, in your equation, if the two terms are missing, it means it's not the right time to use sine rule. We have to jump to cosine rule. Now question 2, which side is missing? It's opposite angle B, so the side is B small. The side is B. Then how can we write cosine rule in a way to help us find B, which is side B? Then B squared is equal to, since we have B here, we must have A and C on the other side, then minus 2AC cosine of, this is B, it must be cosine of angle B, which is 47. Now let's substitute what we have. Then B squared, B is missing. A is 8, opposite angle A is 8, so it's 8 squared plus C is 7, 7 squared minus 2 times 7 times 8. We just write what we have in the rule. Then this result times cosine of 47. Now let's type this in the calculator, and then we need a square root to get B, because when we calculate this, it will be the result of B squared, but what we need is B, not B squared. That's why a square root is necessary. Now we have 8 squared plus 7 squared minus bracket 2 times 7 times 8, which is 2AC, then times cosine of 47. This is equal to 36.616, but we need the square root of this result. Then square root of the result is 6.05. B is 6.05, it's nearly 6 centimeters. Question 3, the same idea is repeating. Two sides are given with the angle between them. So question 3 is your task, you do it. Question 4, same idea is repeating. 5, 6. Two sides are given with the angle between them. It's the exact same two steps as here. For such questions, as we learned previously, we roughly sketch a triangle to represent this and then find the missing side or the missing angle. So here we have triangle ABC. Let's say this is triangle ABC. Then BC, AB is 4 centimeters. AC is 7 centimeters. Angle A is 57 degrees. How do I know I have to use cosine rule? Because I have two angles, I have two sides, sorry, with the angle between them. Two sides with the angle between them, I have to use cosine rule. And then what should I find? I have to find BC, and the name of BC according to the rule is A small because it's opposite angle A. Now, A small is missing. I need this. A square is equal to B square plus C square minus 2BC cosine of A, which is 57. Now let's just write what we have. We have B is 7, so it will be 7 square plus 4 square minus 2 times 4, 2 times 7 times 4, 2 times 7 times 4, 10 times cosine of 57. Seven square plus 4 square minus bracket 2 times 7 times 4, then times cosine of 57. Close the bracket and the other one. We got 34.50. This is a square. What about just A? Just A is the square root of the result, which is 5.87. It's nearly 5.9. This is A square. So A is nearly 5.9 centimeters. Similarly, you can do the rest by just sketching a triangle freehand, roughly, without using ruler, just to help you place the given sides and the given angles in their correct place. Now question 11, as you see, all the three sides are given. We need to find angle B. Then this time we need to use the other version of cosine rule. I have to find angle B, then cosine of B. Cosine of B, this is B. So I know after the negative must be B squared. And here is A squared plus C squared. And since it's B, the denominator will be 2AC. There shouldn't be any B here. Now, let's write what we have. Cosine of B is missing. We don't know how wide is angle B. We keep it as B, but the rest are all given. A square opposite A is 9, so it will be 9 squared plus C square opposite C is 7, so 9 squared plus 7 squared minus 4 squared over 2 times 9 times 7. Let's write this in the calculator. It will be the result of cosine B. Then we need to use cosine inverse to get the angle. It's better to write exactly what you see in the calculator. 9 square plus 7 square minus 4 square over 2 times 9 times 7. So this is equal to 0.904761, and it's repeating over and over. The result is a recurring decimal, but what we need the cosine inverse of this result, because this result doesn't represent the angle. Then cosine inverse of the result is 25.20, so it's nearly 25 degrees, or 25.2, both acceptable. Then finally angle B. Angle B is 25.2 degrees. Question 12 has the exact same idea. All the three sides are given. The angle here is missing. We can use the exact same idea as question 11 to find this missing angle. Question 13 is similar to them, but let's do it. This angle is missing, so we need to find angle E. Then we start by writing cosine of E. Cosine of E is equal to, the side opposite of E is 12, so there must be minus 12 squared, and the other two sides are just like this, 5 squared plus 9 squared minus 12 squared, and these 5 and 9 will come here as well. 2 times 5 times 9. So remember, we need to find angle E. That's why the side opposite E, here it must be after the negative here, and these two sides will appear here. Now let's write this in the calculator and get the result of cosine E. Then by a cosine inverse we can get angle E, and it is 5 squared plus 9 squared minus 12 squared. 5 squared plus 9 squared minus 12 squared, right? 2 times 5 times 9. So this is equal to 0.42, and the 2 is repeating, but we don't need this number, we need the cosine inverse of this number. So cosine inverse of the answer is equal to 114.97, so we can say it's nearly 115. And we have to be logical here. This angle is obtuse, it's fine to be 115 degrees. Angle E is nearly 115 degrees, or 114.9, both acceptable. We got the missing angle. Here again the same idea is repeating. Question 15. It's also the same, but this triangle is isosceles. It's fine. The rule still works. And for such questions, as I told you, sketch the triangle and work on it. Let's do 17. Triangle ABC. Let's say this is the triangle A, B, C. And let's mark the angles. Side A is 4.3. Which side is A small? The side opposite angle A. So here is A small. This is 4.3 centimeters. B is 7.2. And C is 9. We need to find angle C. To find angle C, we state cosine of C is equal to, since it's cosine of C and C is opposite the 9 must be after the negative. 9 squared must be here. The other two sides square, 4.3 squared plus 7.2 squared, both over 2 times 4.3 times 7.2. Now let's write this in the calculator and get cosine of C. Then let's type this in the calculator. 4.3 squared plus 7.2 square minus 9 square over 2 times 4.3 times 7.2. So we copy it the same, 4.3 square plus 7.2 square minus 9 square, and then 2 times 4.3 times 7.2. All right, that's it. This is the result. Negative 0.1723, but we don't need this result. We need cosine inverse of this result. That gives angle C. Then cosine inverse of the result is 99.9, which is 100. So angle C is nearly 100 degrees. Done. So similarly, you can do the other questions. So the rest are your tasks. Feel free to ask questions, but when you ask questions, include the time, in which minute you didn't understand something, in which minute something was not clear for you. Write the minute, write your question. Feel free to ask any question, comment below your questions, and write your name to confirm your attendance. Thank you for watching.